Going on? What is going on, guys? It's Adam A.K. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. If you've never been here before, this is a live show. We're going to be going over a ton of stories tonight, of course, which are all backed up on our website. I'll talk about that in just a second. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, if you are not getting notifications from the algorithm gods, make sure to go to our website, marfooglenews.com, and sign up for push notifications. There you will actually get a direct notification letting you know that we are live, and that is exactly when I push the button, not when we send out the notification there. That one you can click on and it will get you right into the live show. And then, of course, if you've never been here, we have a ton of things set up for every single show before the show even starts. In fact, every piece of news, every single video, every single tweet, every single viewer-submitted video will be right here on the website. In fact, it's very easy to navigate. It is all set up by thumbnail, very easy to find. If you go to today's website here, you'll see shifting priorities. And actually, there is a typo on this thumbnail. It says 3,000 Antarctic earthquakes. It was actually 30,000 tremors, again, in Antarctica. So something is happening. When you click on that, you will see that we have every single article. So you can see the source. You can see where we're getting it from. Of course, you can see where it is coming from. So you can trust it, or if you have doubts, of course, you can leave your comments or any information that you want to fix under the video down below. So, again, all of this is here. The caller info will be updated live on the show as it happens. Again, if you want to support our independent broadcast and everything we do here, on the right side is all of our affiliates, including if you are already using Amazon, which a lot of you are. Of course, not a lot of people like it, but if you are already using it, you might as well use a link that helps somebody, whether if it's not us, somebody else. Again, almost every YouTuber has an Amazon link. If you click that box, then do your normal shopping. If you're just getting your stuff, it will help our channel out at the same time, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. Again, that is there, and then all of the products, including EMP Shield, which, of course, there is a lot of things which tie into that as well. So let's introduce my co-host and internet brother, Dex. What is going on? And how are you doing today?
Hello, Adam. I'm doing good. Hello, Foogle fam.
So obviously we've got a lot on our plate right now. If you guys did not see the show yesterday, it was a DLive only show. That was too hot for TV, basically. That was going over a lot of different stuff that basically everywhere else is not talking about. Of course, if there is something there publicly, it's kind of being shooed under the rug. There is a gigantic hack right now. Of course, we actually covered it from its infancy, and now we're discovering how big it is. In the middle of the night, the State Department, in fact, I believe it was last night, in the middle of the night, State Department came out with 3 tweets. Dex, I don't know if we have those, but I can just pull up State Department and we'll end up looking at that. Basically, Pompeo and others on the State Department, they actually retweeted Pompeo. They also basically stated that China was a threat. This all ties into everything we've been talking about. If you have not seen last night's show, go to the replay. Dex makes it very simple. On last night's announcement, go down to the first comment, and he has the link to get to everything. So, very cool. Obviously, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, so we'll get right into it. The phone number is 224-400-MARF. It's going to be scrolling right here. If you don't have a phone with numbers or letters on it, you can actually wait here in a second. It will show you the number. It's 6273. That's 224-400-6273. Make sure to press option 4 when you get to our phone tree. So I will get over to the chat after the first article. Obviously, we have China everywhere. Chinese capsule returns to Earth carrying moon rocks. It says a China lunar capsule returned to Earth Thursday with the first fresh samples of a rock and debris from the moon in more than 40 years. It says the capsule of the Chang'e 5's probe landed in Siziwang district of Inner Mongolia region, state media reported shortly after 2 a.m. It said that the capsule earlier separated from its orbiter module and performed a bounce off of Earth's atmosphere to reduce its speed before passing through and floating to the ground on parachutes. It says that 2 of the Chang'e 4 modules set down on the moon December 1st and collected about 2 kilograms or 4.4 pounds of samples by scooping them up off of the surface and drilling 2 meters down into the moon's crust. So about 6 feet. Maybe they were burying somebody. Who knows? One thing that I have to say about this is obviously we covered the fact that the actual lander died. I don't know if we have an update on that, if it came back to life. A lot of the times we've heard these things come back after they, seesaw communications. They'll mysteriously turn on after 10 years or something. Don't know if that's going to happen with this. But again, the lander itself that launched this, that supposedly landed, scooped these rocks up, it launched this thing and then ended up dying right after it. So kind of weird. That's, again, on the far side of the moon, or they say it is, or on the satellite or whatever it is. Again, with this thing coming back, moon rocks, first ones in 40 years, doesn't make too much sense. We've had all this technology. If they wanted moon rocks, they could have done this a million times over with the kind of technology, with the kind of robots, with the kind of things that we can launch in a rocket, land there, supposedly, if it's not human, if it's robots. We've had that technology forever. Not only that, we've had way more advanced technology in just the last 20 years. Even 20 years ago, we would have technology that blasted the original moon missions out of the water. They say that a Christmas card that you open up and sings to you happy birthday, that tiny little chip is actually just as much computing power when you open it up and it says happy birthday to you. That is as much power as the original moon lander had in the capacity. So obviously, I mean, you're talking about, in the 90s when you had the 386, 486, how weak those were. It wasn't even that strong. I mean, we're talking about the simplest, like a calculator strong. So why have they not brought back moon rocks just like, a ton, if this is worth money or worth whatever? Well, something tells me that this is obviously for a different reason for that. They have formally admitted to a lot of the missions just recently being about meteor defense. A couple of these officials actually threw that in there. They said, oh, yeah, well, we want to learn about the beginning of the universe and how to stop the Earth from basically being destroyed again from a meteor. And they just kind of throw it in there every once in a while. But the officials of both, actually all three, China, Russia, and the U.S., have now said that they are doing these missions because they want to learn about asteroids and try to figure out how to deter them, the big ones, from hitting Earth. So they're trying to figure something out. There's a lot of strange things, of course, that I've pointed out over the last 3 years. If it isn't what I picture, which I've told you guys many times that something big is coming, then it is a total mind op, and it is all meant to set us up for something, because it's very clear that we're being set up for some sort of big thing to happen. Of course, then you've got everything else going on with the economy, with everything that's happening currently. Obviously, there's all of that. On top of that, all of a sudden, everybody needs to get to space. We're trying to terraform Mars. They're saying you need to get to the moon. I just posted another one. They are saying that we have to get to the moon now and colonize it because of the risk. And I'm like, why is this all of a sudden coming out? I've been saying it for 3 years, and now finally they are starting to say it more and more. They've already done FEMA drills in New York with a meteor hitting in New York. Obviously, very freaky stuff. I believe Greenland came out now, so a lot more people have seen that. You've seen the use of the emergency alert, the presidential alert, which, again, they've actually teased using with the new president that is supposedly coming in here. So very crazy stuff. It says China opens world's largest radio telescope fast to foreign talent, displaces U.S. Arecibo, I think that was a spelling error, observatory. It says the world's largest radio telescope has opened its doors to the world despite Washington's ongoing trade war and has become a symbol of China's rising tech supremacy. China's 500 meter aperture spherical telescope, or FAST, is set to open its doors to foreign astronomers in a bid to attract top talent from around the world. Okay, so this again, Dex, if you look at this statement, just put everything aside, why would they be trying to get the top talent of all over the world to come to their telescope to look? Are they trying to figure out a solution? Are they trying to figure out, are they trying to get the smartest minds in the world together on something? It kind of seems like they are. Or am I wrong? And Dex is on the phone. No worries. So with this, that's my theory. And again, let's see here. It says that located in Pingtang, Jizu, I don't think that's how you say it, Southwest China, FAST is the world's largest radio telescope and has placed China ahead of competitors in the race to become the world's tech capital. It's just funny that Arecibo was actually, multiple things happened. The cables broke. Everything was all torn up. It was just absolutely horrid. One thing after another happened, and then the whole thing just collapsed. Remember that Arecibo was meant to shape near-Earth objects. It was meant to categorize and do all of these things, including those near-Earth objects. So without that, again, that was supposedly what was taken out of it. That's why it was important that they lost that. Now China has this thing going, and now they're saying they're welcoming everybody in. I don't know. It says that the device is 3 times more sensitive than U.S. equivalents and covers the area of 30 football pitches. It says costing its builders 175 million or 1.1 billion won. It says construction on the 500-meter device began in 2011 and opened for operations in January of this year. So, again, with the entire space thing, all of the telescopes, everything that's been going on, I'm sure you guys have an opinion about that. Make sure to put that into chat. Again, I cannot stress how important that show last night is, and I'm glad that people in chat are telling people you guys got to go check that out. Make sure to share that with family and friends so they know exactly what's going on, that January 20th may not be the day that you think it is, that December 18th, tomorrow, very well may be a crazy day. December 24th may be a very crazy day, considering the situation around that. We don't know. Again, but the next, 33 days, the next 33 days roughly, is going to be a crapshoot. I've seen many people even in the know saying they have no idea what's about to happen. So make sure to prepare that. I'm going to go over to the chat and say what's going on. Let's see here. Exceller Sean, thank you so much for subscribing monthly and getting that Marfia badge. Kingward1 says, all hail the salty army. Hashtag the salty cracker. I don't know what that means, but okay. But that's awesome. Pearl Ed G. We've got Veteran Steve gifting out a Marfia badge. Thank you so much. Renegade PD, ABK Storm. Let's see here. Kingward1 again says, nuke it out of space. Turn it to space trash. Then we have End Times. What's going on, man? Saw a huge meteor driving down I-5 on the way home. End Times is actually closer to me in Washington. So that is freaky. I saw 2 in about a week and a half period. One of them I was able to film the aftermath and actually put it up live for everybody to see, and got this crazy military plane and 2 helicopters going to where it looked like it crashed. And then we actually confirmed that with the flight logs, and these things took off out of nowhere from a military base in Tacoma. Pretty crazy stuff. I'm telling you, there's way more, and we have proof of that as far as the uptick. We're talking about 4 times as much as 3 years ago, or 5 years ago. Actually, 3 years ago, which is exactly what all of our sources said, that they were going to triple and quadruple along with everything else. Pretty crazy stuff. Renegade Petey, thank you. Labrat, love the Fugle fam. I love Chihuahuas is here tonight. Thank you again. End Time Snowboard, TBT. We've got Penny Lane. Thank you for being here. And Audrey's Visual Arts. Thank you for gifting out badges. That's awesome. And Country Girl, thank you for joining Patreon yesterday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously. And there's a few people that I will be shouting out later on. Thank you guys for PayPal contributions this week. So I'll make sure to shout you guys out in probably tomorrow, just because I'll have to get the few there is. Okay. Let's see here. Wanted to go into this. Antarctica was rocked by 30,000 tremors in 3 months, Chilean scientists say. It says more than 30,000 tremors have rocked Antarctica since the end of August, according to the University of Chile, a spike in seismic activity that has intrigued researchers who study the remote snowbound continent. It says scientists with the university's National Seismological Center said that the small quakes, including one stronger shake of magnitude 6, were detected in the Bransfield Strait, a 60-mile wide ocean channel between the South Shetland Islands and the Atlantic Peninsula. It says several tectonic plates and microplates meet near the strait, leading a frequent rumbling. And it says, but the past 3 months have been unusual, according to the center. It says most of the seismicity is concentrated at the beginning of the sequence, mainly during the month of September, with more than 1,000 quakes a day. It says the shakes have become so frequent that the strait itself, once increasing in width at a rate of 7 or 8 millimeters a year, is now expanding 15 centimeters a year, the center said. Okay, so to put that 7 or 8 millimeters, that's 1/3 of an inch to now 6 inches a year. That's a giant difference. When they are concerned supremely about millimeters with Italy rising, that water rising that much per year, that's 6 inches a year. This thing is widening. There is something going on, and I don't have to tell you guys. You guys already know. And you know, one thing that I know is that one thing you have to communicate to kind of, I guess, normies is that they're not going to tell you this stuff. They're not going to tell you when something is supremely wrong with this planet. They're not going to panic people, and we've already seen it. We've even seen it from, you know, that you're if whether you like Trump or not. We've seen it from him. We've seen it from others, and we're talking about. So say he reduces the everybody's saying that he's a bad guy because he said that the hack wasn't that big of a deal, or downplaying, or the White House is downplaying it. Of course they are. They've downplayed everything, and it's not just him. It would be the previous one, or any president that's ever been sitting and has had something huge happen. They downplay it because they don't want to cause panic. All I'm saying is that, of course they did. They're not going to tell you, oh my gosh, we're up this crap creek and we're screwed. They're not going to tell you, oh yeah, by the way, our nukes are at risk right now. Which, by the way, we'll talk about. There is a story here, breached nuclear materials. We'll talk about that here in a minute. They're not going to say that. And panic can happen. Obviously, you're talking about a country that overreacts by, a 5-second video where they don't have even the context or angles. I just want everybody to think about this, and I reflect on how I react to things, and I try not to react. For example, I fell for one thing yesterday, and a lot of people did, and even though, and I'm not saying anything bad about this, but so there are real videos of people getting the first batch of these things, and there's a video of basically the needle disappearing. But one thing that I have confirmed, and many nurses in our Fugel family have confirmed, that particular video, that we should, that everybody's saying, oh, this is this and that actually looks bad for just, truthers in general. because there are Vanish Point needles. They've been around for a long time, actually. And I didn't know that either, but a lot of people, including my aunt, knew about them. And she said they're the only ones that she likes to use because it minimizes any kind of infection. When it goes in, then when it comes out, the thing goes into it and it disappears. So when you pull it out, there is no visible thing. But with that being said, there are other alarming videos where you can clearly see the plunger and it's all the way in and there's no liquid, nothing's moving. It's super clear that this is just going in and coming out. But one thing, the logic, right? One thing that that confuses me about every time that people go about all of these videos, which I got too, and I first said, oh my gosh, look at that, it disappeared. The one thing that really gets us is like, I don't think a lot of people are thinking, if they did want to do a fake one, all they have to do is load it with saline. Do you guys see what I'm saying? What's the logic in making it fake or pretending or doing a magic trick when they could do it for real 1,000 times over and nobody would know the difference? They could put saline in it and do a real one and it's perfectly safe and anybody would volunteer to do it, including the president or the queen or whoever. So all I'm saying, where is the logic in doing this thing and doing all that kind of stuff? But where is also the logic? How is this guy the videos where the cap is still on? That is like, obviously, then they say, oh, well, we needed the second shot. We already did it, but we didn't get the right angle. You can see this is all theater. Everything right now is theater, in my opinion. A lot of this is done to calm and to quell people or to make people angry. Understand that fake news is real too. There are people that actually do things for views and this and that, and they do it just because. Think about this. The same way that people are addicted to putting their own pictures up or putting selfies up or getting likes or getting hearts or whatever on Instagram, they have proven 100% without a shadow of a doubt that it is addictive. They even talked about it in Congress. It is addictive to scroll. It's addictive to see the next thing. You get rewarded as you scroll because you see things that you want to see and then it's directed towards you. But one thing I want you guys to think about is think about the person putting out the content that does that for the attention. Of course, I and every single other person in my space has been accused of that. That's why we try so hard to put all the sources there, put everything there so you can see it. But think about that because you also don't want to be pulled by the other side as well. You don't want to be swayed. And I know there's plenty of really good people that we get swayed every day. I get swayed. That's why I try every single time to try to check the work and try to research and try to back it up. And most of the time I research and the debunk is debunked because it's BS. It's just somebody saying something. But when it is a legitimate debunk, I always correct myself. And I think that we have to hold all creators, including myself, to a higher standard. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Hold me to a standard as well. As you guys know, we'll correct something. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I even cracked a joke. I looked like an idiot. Within a minute and a half, I looked it up and found, and then within a minute and a half, I had nurses and everybody from Fugle Fam saying, we do that all the time. I had my aunt tell me, yeah, that's those are the ones that I do. Her insurance covers it for the normal stuff she does for her rashes or whatever. They're called Vanish Point. So all I'm saying is we need to really be careful about everything right now. That's why we are trying so hard to make sure that we get the right and correct information. What is a distraction? What is getting you off of thinking about other things? Think about that. And I don't think most of the truthers or whatever, they're trying to distract you. They're just trying to grab attention. They're trying to grab something. People do alter photos. People do manipulate. But one thing that's messed up is how these social platforms are deleting things they don't agree with. I'd rather see fake stuff and be able to research it myself than to water down every single thing and delete everything that's, not real or theory or fantasy or whatever. We should be able to ask questions. We should be able to see manipulated media and be the judge for ourselves. That's my opinion, at least, because that's how it's always been. Just saying. If you guys, I highly recommend in the next 33 days, period, you guys are actually going to see there is a big statement coming out. We will actually show you here in a bit. But we did get a heads up. There will be some big statements coming out regarding this. We'll actually say more in the coming weeks ahead. But again, if you guys want to protect yourself against an EMP, there is one company that has been ranked pretty much up there with anything else. EMP Shield has actually worked with DHS, DOD, and now officially on the DEMSO team, helping protect the Texas grid, which they have their own. It protects against all phases, E1, E2, and E3 phases of an EMP. It also protects up to 228,000 amps of solar flare, and it can protect you against lightning. There are different devices for different things. So there's one for your house, one for your solar system, one for your car, one for your generator. If you have all of those, you are going to be protected. Yes, the grid may never come back on, or it might take 2 years. But if you have a generator with it and a house that's with it, all of your devices will work. You'll be able to put your gas in your generator or turn on your solar system as long as you have it protected. So I hope that the Fugel fam and any prepper does this. If you don't go through ours, go through somebody else's. But again, we will show you in the coming days. We're going to call it right now. There are going to be big statements made about EMP. Go to marfugelnews.com/EMP. Again, if you want to get our discount, $50 off per device. I believe it is one of the best discounts out there. Thank you guys in advance for doing that. And also, even if you don't get it through us, if you are a troll out there, put a trolly comment and get it from somebody else. Honestly, just make sure you are looking into it and do your own research. All right. Dex, let's take our first caller. I'm going to go over to the chat. Let's line up. It looks like we have John, a first-time caller, and some sort of discovery with the Ark of the Covenant calling from Minnesota. Let's see here. So, John, you can come in when you want. And then, of course, thank you, Edgy Whalen, Mama of Six. Maybe Q Chris says, what's up? The Salty Mad Lad, thank you for following. As always, thank you for following, and I always shout you out. Make sure to welcome these guys. Snowboard, thank you. Blue22, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support, guys. Last night, big supporters. I'm going to call you guys out too. Thank you. Cheryl from Daytona, Moody Mom, Renegade PD, Hammer Nails. Thank you guys. And then also, I do not see YouTube's side of it, Dex. And then let's get John. John, you're live on Marfugel News.
Hey, Mark. May the Father keep and bless you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Regarding that, I said, may the Father keep and bless you.
Oh, thank you. Bless you too. So, John, your phone is really bad. Are you on a digital line, or are you in a bad area?
Is that any better?
Yes, that's much better.
My apologies. I have poor reception here. I wanted to say regarding the needle thing you were just discussing, that from what I understand from biblical times, the right hand, kind of the right hand on the forehead thing from regarding the mark, the right hand is considered anything from the hand up to the elbow or the shoulder, just so people are aware. If you're getting in the shoulder, that would technically be considered the hand from biblical times.
It makes sense.
The topic I wanted to call, it kind of goes to Christ being, was the nail in his hand or his wrist, right? So it was actually in his wrist, but that was considered the hand. So, but that was an aside. I did give Dex the link to the Ron Wyatt video with regard to the Ark of the Covenant. I believe it was found by Ron Wyatt. And this whole topic kind of goes to the abomination of desolation. It's about a 20-minute conversation. I'll try to sum it up real quick for you in about 5 minutes. So our Father states in Ezekiel 24:21, behold, I will profane my sanctuary. In other words, he says he'll profane it either directly or he'll allow it to happen. Okay? Profane means to make desolate, to desolate it. So Lucifer was a covering cherub. He protected the throne of God. He was also the worship leader in heaven. In Ezekiel 28:16, he protected the throne of God, okay, which I think means he could actually touch the throne. When I was in the Marine Corps, something I guarded, I was in proximity to literally touch. So my thoughts kind of came together on this, because when Christ was here on earth, he had all the power of his Father, in my opinion. He just didn't exercise it. He could have wiped everybody off the face of the planet if he chose, but he sacrificed himself for us. Likewise, the perversion of that is Satan will give his seed, the Antichrist, his powers. The Bible literally says he will empower him. So if Lucifer was the protector of the throne in heaven, he'll give his son, or the Antichrist, the power to touch the earthly throne of God. The mercy seat was not taken to Babylon. They literally did not include it in the records. So what was the point of building the second temple, right? Why would you build the second temple if you didn't have the mercy seat? David designed the first temple for his son to build to house the mercy seat. In John 6:15, if they had the mercy seat, they would have tried to force Jesus to sit on to prove that he was the Son of God, right? But it wasn't there for them to have that sign, because that wicked generation didn't deserve a sign. So, to tie it all together, at the midpoint of the tribulation, the Antichrist, when the second temple or the third temple is built, the mercy seat will be there, and he will sit in the mercy seat, and that will cause abomination of desolation. This is called out in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2:4. Who opposes all, exalteth himself, all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he will sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. I hope I made the 5 minutes.
No, that was great. Thank you for trying to shorten it up and to make sure that it fit in. Again, this is your first time call, John. You can always call in again and give us a part 2 or expand on that. I do appreciate it, though, because we are on a strict time limit tonight. We're going to link this video so everybody can go.
Mark,
can you explain
real quick, if I could?
Can you explain what to look for in this video, though, too? Just in case anybody's confused, real quick.
Just the fact that if you watch Ron Wyatt talk about his discovery and the blood of Christ and the number of chromosomes, and the way he tears up regarding that find, you can look at that man and tell he's not lying, that's the actual discovery. Okay. In addition to that, he found the Ark of the Covenant. The Turkish government recognized that and has a visitor site there. So I guess what I'm trying to drive at is, at the midpoint of the tribulation, Christ said, if you see him in the desert, don't go there. If you see him in the high room, don't go there. If they say Christ is in the high room, don't go there. If the Antichrist sits on the throne of God that killed any man who ever touched it, he is literally demonstrating an inhuman act, which will make many people who are not strong in the faith believe that he is the Christ when he's not.
Well, Ron, I'm probably going to have to watch my own replay here because I when I'm doing the show and I've got everything going, I can't process all of that. I tried to, and I'm going to have to watch a replay. I'm going to process it. Thank you so much for calling in, and I appreciate your I guess your opinion and also your story about this as well. Thank you, and you're always appreciated here. It's your first time call. Ron, don't make it your last, okay?
It's John. Ron Wyatt's a video to watch.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you, John.
Good,
John and Ron. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. That was John, first-time caller from Minnesota. Again, I have things of my own brain mixed in there as far as the stories of the Ark of the Covenant. definitely going to have to check out this video if you guys haven't seen it yet. It says original Ron Wyatt Ark of the Covenant Discovery with extras by His Perfect Bride. So you guys can go over and check that out. We'll put the link on our website, marfugelnews.com. Anything is welcome. Again, I have to brush up on that. Air Force uses AI on military flight for the first time. So this is pretty scary here. We've been talking about AI being involved in many things and replacing a lot of things. The fear is that this will replace eventual careers in all different areas. And they're already doing it. As you guys know, we have shown you there's this is crazy how many careers they can actually replace with robots and AI. They've even replaced, truck drivers, we could see that coming because they're self-driving, right? So trucking is still a good career where you can make good money and support a family and even buy a house. That could be gone in the future. Now, that sounds crazy, and a lot of truckers are like, no, my union's got me, this and that. Trust me, they're not going to want to pay health insurance, or if you're a human being, they're going to think about a world where a company never loses a person. They might lose, have a suit where the robot truck hits somebody or something, but think about all of the liabilities, everything else that's gone once the world goes over to this AI driving delivery system. They have replaced janitorial work as far as, there used to be companies. In fact, my friend's dad, I just found out, he owned a company for 36 years cleaning grocery store floors, polishing. His entire business was knocked out in about a year and a half once they introduced those robot machines. All the Safeways, all the QFCs, all the places have these robot machines, which sometimes you'll see a guy on, but mainly these things are like Roombas that polish the floor. You guys have probably seen them by now, but they replaced a man's entire business. He had to go back on to cleaning toilets and other things for schools. He fell back on his back career. You have plumbing robots. You have pilot robots. We're talking about commercial airplanes flown by robots. Now, that sounds crazy, but they say they want to have it within 5 years, operational and replacing pilots. And they say before that it will happen, but they're saying within 5 years they want to replace 50% of the pilots. That's insane. Or at least one airline. Think about that. I personally wouldn't want to be on an autopilot plane, especially if something like a weird storm or something that would only be flown, with experience. But that again, there are so many. You're talking about fast food or any kind of job that welding. There's going to be welding robots. That's another good career that will be replaced. And Dex, we've covered so many of these, but the scary part is AI in military. That is just, I think it's a line that we should stop crossing. But unfortunately, the enemies are crossing it, so therefore we have to cross it. We're getting into a Terminator, scenario here. It says that the artificial intelligence controlled sensor and navigation systems aboard a U-2 Dragon Lady reconnaissance aircraft on Tuesday in what the Air Force is hailing as the first military flight with an AI co-pilot. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It says putting AI safely in command of a U.S. military system for the first time ushers in the new age of human-machine teaming and algorithmic competition. Will Roper, Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisition, Technology, and Logistics, said in a statement Wednesday. It says, quote, failing to realize AI's full potential will mean ceding decision advantage to our adversaries. This is exactly what I just said. It's what I've been saying for a while. The enemies are doing it, so we have to do it. And what it is this competition is running us into a Terminator scenario. This is stupid. South Korea was making killer robots 5 years ago. I can only imagine where they're at right now. This is just absolutely insane. Oh, and they've lied about every step of it. Like South Korea, which is our ally, and we are working directly with them with this, with their DOD, their Department of Defense, whatever it's called, Ministry of Defense. They have a special lab working on these robots, which also got a military contract, and they specialized in AI robotics. once they got the military contract, all these scientists in the world, around the world, signed a petition saying, no, you can't make, AI weapons. This is bad. They said, we're not. We're just making robotic parts. We're not making AI. And of course, later on, just as I said, we find out that they're making killer robots. If you haven't seen Songbird, another very predictive, that's like practically the next step. Songbird, people think that that's fiction. Almost all of those things are checked now. Songbird shows this guy flying a drone and saving the girl he likes, and this guy's like, grabbing her, saves her with a drone with a gun on it. That already exists. That's already being used by military. But seeing it in that use in the future, that's actually something that's going to happen. We're going to see police patrolling with drones with 50 cals on them. That is scary. And that's the world that we live in now. We are in a completely different place, and everybody's saying it, it's a new world. It's happening in front of us, and I think that most of us don't accept it, and we just can't believe this is how far we've come in 20 years. Even from the year 2000 to 2020, it's unbelievable. It's happened in sections, so we didn't see it. It happened so... it isn't even subtle. It's just like one day, this is how it works. Censorship is rampant. We're not going to... This is modern day... I don't even want to say it. We're becoming modern day Germany. Absolutely nuts. Intel agencies seek to perfect biometric recognition from drones. Biometric. Okay, so facial recognition and even iris scans from a plane. This is the movie I was talking about, Humanity Bureau. There's a lot of predictive programming out there. Humanity Bureau is a really bad movie with Nicolas Cage. Like all of his movies, they're so bad, they're good. In the very beginning scene, you see a predator just like this flying alongside his old beat-up piece of crap. And he's in the desert, looks like Nevada, and it's flying along, and it says, this area is bordered off, and they created a wall. It actually, I think it was ahead of its time, maybe. I think it was before, but even after... And basically it sets it in the future, and there's the Humanity Bureau. And anybody that's living outside the wall basically gets jack crap. They cordoned off half of the country and told them that it was radiated, so that a nuke went off and you can't go to the West Coast. In the end of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil it for too many people because it's not that big of a twist, but the end of the movie... He goes past the wall or whatever and realizes that it's not radiated, and they lied. They were putting people in centers. They were putting people in little tiny cities to cordon them off, and everything else was this beautiful land that they all used for themselves. And the rich elites were sitting out in the beautiful West Coast, just hanging out. It portrays these drones driving around, and I don't think it is a fictional kind of fantasy land. This is real. These are going to be so high up that you're barely going to be able to see them, or you'll think it's some sort of plane way up there, but it's going to be looking at you, listening to you, and even scanning your face. And guess what? They've got your face, your fingerprint from your phone. They've got your iris scan from your phone. They've got your facial recognition from your iPhone. They've got your fingerprints. They've got your palm prints on some phones. And they are going to watch every single one of us, and they're going to have thousands of these above the U.S., which before was like a no-no. This is happening. So just to let you know, this is your future. Unfortunate. It says the intelligence community wants to put biometric identification technology on drones, but was hit a wall when it comes to most widely used biometric facial recognition. It says federal programs experimenting with facial recognition technology have found that the reliability depends greatly on lighting camera position, and other environmental factors. Elements that are almost impossible to control at long range. But improvements in computer vision and techniques like a subject's entire body into account are increasing the possibilities. So look at what they just said. Dex, didn't we just do a story on how the body, now they're doing body scans, and they want to get, even with video games and all of this other thing, they even have cell phone apps that are having you scan your body for AR reasons?
Yeah, the body scans, they're obviously adding more and more sensors. And I think one of them, who was it? Amazon, I believe, that came out with one that was like super invasive as far as listening and gathering more data that's ever been gathered before.
Yes, your height, everything about you, your shape, that's exactly what it was. And Amazon's the same one that filed the patent for the facial recognition in their Ring doorbells or in their version of it. And they want to connect the system through 5G and everything else and connect every camera with facial recognition. And you're talking about they have government contracts. They're tied in with all this. Of course, Jeff Bezos is also tied in contract-wise with Blue Origin, space, everything else. They are working towards one of the biggest plans ever. And overnight, we're going to just realize, oh my gosh, what just happened? We've all been corralled every area because of an emergency that makes us think, oh my gosh, we need to flee to safety, or this is for our good, or this is for our protection. We're scared of something, so we're going to do this, and they're going to save us. For those of you who get what I'm saying, it's a very scary thought, and it's a very scary future. And for some of us, we just know. We know this is going to happen. For any military or ex-military, it's just a matter of time. This is really scary stuff. But basically at IARPA, not DARPA, Intelligence Advanced Research Projects Activity, or IARPA, issued a broad agency announcement solicitations for its latest attempt to improve biometrics at range. So it's not an issue of like moral grounds. It's an issue of lighting and actually getting the cameras good enough to where they can do it. And they're doing it. So, and they're using algorithmic based. So if they can't grab your face, they can grab your body size and shape. So one thing that I suggest is don't get these Amazon invasive things. If it's going to tell you that it's for convenience and for health and it's going to save your health and all this. Don't do anything that gets your exact shape or measures your body. Don't download an app that does your body shape or this or that. You don't need to know. Just be okay with your body. Don't download it. Don't let it. And anything that scans your whole body, which that sounds crazy right now, but watch, you're going to see popular apps where you're going to scan your whole body and be AR or be a virtual person, and you can control an animated emoji or something. They'll do emoji texting on the next Samsung or something. And, just like they do now, which they have it to where you can make the emoji character talk and it talks with you. The camera uses it and tracks your face to make it look like this cartoon character is actually talking. They're going to do the same thing only with your body. They've already done it, kind of. Actually, I believe they have done it with Samsung, to think about it. So think about that before you end up doing something. Do not get it. Don't do it. One thing I want to call out too is there's a bunch of folks over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Shazandra Fox, thank you, says, just saying. That's all she said with the $20 super chat. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for the generous support. We appreciate it. Army of God, Army of God, hashtag app, Tolivadelic, LLC. Fugel fam, help me get Dex's attention. I would like to call in about time-sensitive information. It will be the best call of the night. Sadly, when anybody says that, sadly, we can't just get you in because you say that. And don't super chat just to get a call in, because we don't take calls just because they super chat. But what's even funnier is we've had 99% of the people that say, you have to get, I've got information. And I'm not saying that this is you. We want to get you. In fact, Dex is going to get your information. But 99%, it's something that we've covered the night before. And already have covered, but people don't watch every night. But make sure, let's see here. Armor of God, let's have you text the show line. Text this number right now so Dex can get your information. Okay, and then, or put in the chat, regular chat, put your information or a Twitter or a DM or something. Bill I. Breckenridge, thank you. Koa D. Holy moly. Is that correct? Koa D. Koa D, thank you so much for your generous support there. I don't know if that was... Dex, with Koa D's message, was there any message? Do you know, Dex?
Let me look again. I don't think so.
If you take a look at it, it's $100 super chat, which people don't do very often, but usually they write a message. If it was a super sticker, if that was an error, make sure to contact YouTube. But if not, Koa D, thank you so much for the support. That is a huge and unnecessary donation. Thank you. And Koa D, we really do appreciate it. And then we've got RA55. Thank you so much. We've got Bill I. Breckenridge. Love you all. God bless. Let's see here. Susan Donahue, with many thanks and much love. Q, why wasn't Santa coming down the chimney this Christmas? Someone left the back door open. Merry Christmas. I think that's a hack joke. Susan, that's awesome. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you. Armor of God, hashtag app to vote. Praying I get through to Dex. No luck so far. Let's see here. We still have open, so keep trying. All right. And up next we have AB Buckeyes. And let's get AB Buckeyes after this article. It says a new satellite can peer inside buildings day or night. It says a few months ago, a company called Capella Space launched a satellite capable of taking clear radar images of anywhere in the world with incredible resolution, even through the walls of some buildings. It says, and unlike most of the huge array of surveillance and observational satellites orbiting the Earth, its satellite Capella 2 can snap a clear picture during night or day, rain or shine. It says, quote, it turns out that half of the world is in nighttime and half of the world, on average, is cloudy. CEO Payam Banazda, a former system engineer at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, told Futurism. Says, quote, when you combine these two together, about 75% of the Earth at any given time is going to be cloudy nighttime, or it's going to be both. It's invisible to you, and that portion is moving around. Hence, they created this system and now can look inside your home without your permission. And, of course, they're not going to say they're doing that, but, of course, they are. Is this not creepy? I'm going to go over to the chat real quick. And, again, thank you all for being here. Grace for you, too, says, glad to see you all live tonight. Have missed you, Adam, Dex, and Mods. Grace for you, too. It's always a pleasure to have you here tonight. Johnson, Bear Claws, Harry the Rabbit, thank you. Johnson, thank you for gifting a sub there. Let's see here. We've got Mystic Misfit. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Cookielicious. Johnson, thank you, and thank you. Again, thank you for being there, and thank you for being on the leaderboard. The exercise mirror they are selling. Oh, Patriot says the exercise mirror that they are selling. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a mirror with a computer behind the screen, and it scans your body, and it does all this. You are completely right. That was a good catch. Talking about scanning your body, and that's going to be used by the government to spot who you are and track you. Think about that. They won't even need street lights or cameras or anything. They'll be able to track you from space everywhere you go, no matter where you go. And in combination with this technology, doesn't matter if you go into a building and try to come out a back door or something, you're going to end up being found. They can track you with both, no matter where you go. This is scary, scary surveillance. Snowboard Awake 2, thank you. Oli Otis. Sounds like an Oli or Otis like Norwegian joke. That's awesome. Greed and power. Humans can accomplish much more. Yes, if we were going to get to a type 1, we would have to change what we're doing right now. Gem, Moody Mom, Paul Shaggy. We've got Cutthroat Mom, Hotwired Barb, Primer Cord. Thank you for following. Sam's D Live. Thank you for following as well. We've got a bunch of new folks over there now. We've got Baffy Bear. We've got Mo1. Thank you guys. Nuckin' Futz Dog. Thank you for being here tonight. That Chowky Gal Snowboard. Otis, Oli Otis, thank you again for gifting out Marfia badges. And Diamond's there. Peaceful Mama, thank you. We've got Freedom Roads, all sorts of folks over there. Grace for you too. Again, thank you. Just a list of going. By the way, I you don't see you here tonight. BOD and Shan, I hope you guys are doing good. Amy R, I hope you're doing well as well. And let's see here. Thank you to our mods. Make sure to say thank you to our mods, whether it be WV or J-Stone or CJ Blaze or any of the above. I've decided that we're going to do a show with all the mods on a panel. We don't do those very often. I'm going to get the mods up on. Hopkinson, thank you. Melody. We've got Lily Lee, Cherokee Moon over on YouTube. Able Bodied. Man, you have, I don't think you've ever missed a, I don't know if you've missed a show at all. Jacqueline Lins, thank you, and thank you. Patrick Lee, Donna Goodell, London, so appreciative of the sub. That's awesome. Thank you guys for being on multiple. Melody Dawn, former military wife. Yes, they have technology to see you in a cave. Exactly. Rend Heavens, I have a photo of the circuit board that says CV. I would look that up and do some research. It might be a cable box. Doing good in Southwest Michigan, Indiana, says Dean Smith. Peck Anna, thank you so much. We've got Mama of 6 here. 8246, thanks. Special subs with special privileges. Paul Shaggy, we've got Fast Paced here tonight. All sorts of great people. And so many new names. Thank you guys. Make sure to share this out when you can. And again, that's the only way we're getting out nowadays. And make sure they sub with that all clicked. And make sure to please put any kind of comment. All right, and if you guys want to support us in a different way, right now there is so much going on. All of the companies are being affected right now. If you don't know about the massive hack that is happening, that happened, please make sure to check out a VPN. You should have a virtual private network. This one is the easiest. It even has a mode that you just press on or off. What it does is it hides your IP. It stops companies, countries, bad actors from basically data logging you. Get a huge savings when you use the code Marfoogle, up to 70% on their 3-year plan at marfooglnews.com/VPN. Again, this works just for one account. You can then put it on your kid's laptop, your kid's phone, your laptop, your husband's, your wife's. It doesn't matter. You've got 6 simultaneous connections at once. You can put yourself in a different country and get different news. You can put yourself in a different country and get different Netflix. That's, again, NordVPN, marfooglnews.com/VPN. Thank you in advance for helping support independent journalism. All right, Dex, let's get our next caller on. And let's see here. AB Buckeyes. And then it looks like Armor of God got through. Let's see here. And we'll send people there. Okay. AB Buckeyes. Ghost UFO. UFO Light. We've got a video here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, what's up, Marv?
Hey, how are you doing? I'm gonna pull up.
Good, how are you?
I'm gonna pull up the video, and if you guys haven't, I think you've called before with some pretty good videos. So let's open this up. Can you explain what we're gonna be looking at here?
Yes, I live in Columbus, Ohio, closer to downtown Columbus.
Okay.
And on October 28th, I think, or 26th, I was getting a gas, the gas station by my house. And while I was getting the gas, my daughter spotted this light that was flying by in the sky and got my attention. And at first, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. We was looking at it for a good minute before I started recording. And all you see is just this white light keep passing by it, by like it looked like a train or a car. Just kept flying past for a long time before I started recording.
Wait a second. Is that a spotlight? What the hell was that? Okay, hold on. Let me show you guys again. If you didn't catch that the first time.
Yeah, it's gonna keep. I'm kind of replaying it back to back, like every 10 seconds, and then if you go past 1 minute and 13 seconds, it'll show the whole thing, and it's kind of blurry.
Watch this. Look at that. Wait a second. It comes from two different directions.
Yeah.
What in the hell? You guys at home, I hope this comes
and I
through.
keep playing that over and over.
That does not. I mean, that doesn't.
And it was going.
That doesn't look like a
It was
spotlight.
going for a long time too.
Now, did it go above you, or did it start there and end there where we see it? In person, did it go above you?
Yeah, it was above me. Like it was coming from the other direction towards, like past me towards that way where we're looking at.
It's almost
and
like
downtown Columbus is like 2 minutes away from me.
I just wonder if this is shooting stars that are behind clouds, or they're huge that went by.
Oh no, it was a light, like a spot of light, and it was going for. That's like I said, it was going for a good, I said 30, 40 seconds, 50 seconds before I recorded it. And not only that, I saw those type of light from other YouTuber before, and they called it the ghost UFO. I think that's what they call.
That is so weird. I'm gonna.
And I got my truck right there. I was getting the gas, and he was just shooting through there.
So, do you think it was like Starlink, like how it went in a train of them?
Oh no! No, that was something that was lower, but you can tell the cloud was covering it. You know. But it was going fast. That was fast.
I'm going to try to play this again, but zoom in even farther than full screen, because otherwise I just want to...
I know the blurred part was messing up with my phone. I was nervous. My daughter was nervous sitting in the car. She's the one that caught it, honestly, the first time.
Look at this. So you see one, it's like a V, but watch. Look at that. Look at that. That is weird. I wish I would have saw this in real life. I wish I would have saw this in person, because this is...
Oh. I know, especially with the camera you have, or you would have got a good vision of it.
Yeah, the problem with cell phones at nighttime especially is their sensor is the size of a pin. So even if it says it's like f1.8, it's that tiny of a sensor. It's equivalent of... It's just not. To get it brighter, they use computer brightening. That's why a phone... people say phones replace cameras now, but that's where they're weak at. That's where they're coming nowhere close. If you had a...
I even trying to use... what's it called? The YouTube editing before you upload the video, so you can see it clear. I even use that. I still have the original video on my phone.
You know what? You should contact Ari Ari55 if you haven't checked out his channel. But what he can do with his computer program is he can take this video and do negatives and look. In fact, Ari, if you are watching, Ari, maybe take this video from our website. Maybe put negatives and see if you find anything. And then if you give, would you give RE55 permission to play it if he does that?
Yeah. Yeah, when he comes to you guys, man, y'all welcome to share any of my video, man.
All right.
I've been watching it for a long time. So.
Well, if you give him actual permission, then he can edit it, and then he can put it up on his channel too. And then we could, if he calls in, if he does find something, then he can call in and show us. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and great video. If you guys can't see this, you got to really go over and watch this from our website, because you have to see it. It's not portraying, I'm sure it's not portraying as good as I see it on my screen. I'm watching a 4K screen, and then it's going through me, and you're watching it on a phone screen most likely. So make sure to get on a computer and look at this, because it's really freaky looking. All right, well, thank you so much. AB Buckeye.
You're welcome. My daughter want to say hi, so she can bother me. She's next to me real quick.
What's her name?
Hi.
Oh, hi. Hi, honey. How are you doing?
Good.
Are you hanging out with Dad?
Yes.
Are you in school yet? How old are you?
7.
7. Are you doing computer school, or are you in real school? Or do you get to go to school?
Go ahead, tell him.
First.
Computer school. Yeah, we moved there. We moved her from going to regular school to virtual computer school.
Well, my daughter goes to
Because they
a
closed
virtual.
school again here in Columbus.
Well, yeah, my daughter's on a computer every day. I think it's not as good, but well, thank you so much for saying hi, and I appreciate you. And your daddy's very smart, and he's a really good guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's the one, matter of fact, if you remember, Adam, when I called last time about the moon that disappeared in front of us, she was the one that caught it too and caught my attention. It's like
That's
every time
right.
I have my daughter, she be the one watching the sky more than I do.
That's right.
Believe it or not.
That's funny. She's just like me when I was a kid. I was always, ever since Hale Bop, I think, I was looking up since I saw that crazy thing. I think I was 8 years old. I think I was her age. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
And thanks for
One last
saying
thing.
hi.
One last thing, Adam. I always say that on my call. OH.
I-O.
There you go. Thank you, bud. Have a good night.
Bye. That's, of course, well, if you're not from Ohio, you might still know. It looks like we are buffering, so if you're watching the replay, you most likely won't see it, but if you're watching it live, then we might have some issues here. That Ghost UFO video is already going to be up on the website, so make sure to check that out after the show. And then, let's see here. Let's get back into the news. We have Russia has tested anti-satellite missile, U.S. Space Command says. Look at how all of this stuff is coming together all at the same time. You've got a satellite that can peer into your house, and now Russia's like, oh yeah, we got an anti-satellite missile. U.S. Space Command says Russia has tested an anti-satellite missile, U.S. Space Command announced on Wednesday. The test involved a direct ascent anti-satellite, or DASAT. Oh my gosh, did they really call it? It's DASAT. Do you have the asset? I have the asset. It's the DASAT missile, a system capable of destroying satellites in low Earth orbit that has been tested multiple times, the command said in a statement. Okay, this is incredibly serious. They have it. I guarantee you we have it. Somebody else has it. But if somebody knocks out our satellites and we are sitting ducks for any other kind of stuff, if you knock out our satellites, it screws up everything. Why did they have this? Well, you could say, oh, well, maybe it's for taking down their own satellites or this or that. The DoD just came out a couple months ago and said that Russia and China have now weaponized space. This is part of that. I'm sure this is obviously a defense, and I'm sure that these missiles can be deployed from space as well. We of course covered all those stories, and it's very obvious that a lot of this stuff, it's super obvious, but they don't say it. As far as that X-37B that was flying around for 6 months, and they thought it was a weapon, but they couldn't say anything. Now they have officially come out. It is public knowledge that they have now weaponized space. That direct enter G is real, and it has been confirmed by the government. They've actually talked about it in a press conference at the White House. Pretty crazy stuff here. So this is not good to see with everything that's happening right now. Obviously, that's why we tell you guys to prepare. Now, this is absolutely insane. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is all part of this massive SolarWinds hack. I'm going to read this, and I hope you guys listen very carefully. Nuclear Weapons Agency breached amid massive cyber onslaught. Hackers accessed systems at the National Nuclear Security Administration, the NNSA, which maintains the U.S. nuclear stockpiles. Do I have to say more? The Department of Energy and National Nuclear Security Administration. Okay, one other thing. The Department of Energy and this spot also has the information on our grids. I cannot stress enough. I never say this twice, but I hope you guys look into this. Think about if they have all of the blueprints for our grid. Think about that. Think about if they've accessed, and like they have now said on the State Department, this is not just, this isn't something that just will have access of information. They believe it can go farther than that. This is a big deal. This is why we are preparing. We're going above and beyond. This is why both Dex and I, in 2 different states, we are making plans just in case things go down. A lot of folks are. There's a lot of chatter. If nothing happens, guess what? Great. I had just explained to 2 of my friends. I texted them. I've been texting friends that I haven't talked to in 10 years saying, hey, please, even if you don't, even if you think I'm crazy, please do me a favor. Get some cash out of get some cash out, put it somewhere in your house, have some food, have some water. Please, I can call you tomorrow and remind you. Tell me when you normally go to the store. If you go to store on Saturday, I'll call you and remind you. Get some extra water. Just an extra $5 in water, an extra couple cans. This is why we're telling you this. And if nothing happens, that's awesome. Great. If I don't get vindication, no worries. That's great. I don't want vindication. None of us do. But unfortunately, everything that's happened so far, there was just signs everywhere it was going to happen, including this current pandemic. Signs everywhere. Guess what the signs say now? Guess where the arrows are pointing? And it's clear. It's not a 4-lane road into this. It's like a 4-lane road with cones that have every piece of traffic going into one lane, and we know exactly where it's headed. So I hope you guys open your minds to what's going on. And even if you don't believe in space, which I know there's a lot of folks that do, I hope you're preparing for it in the technical world that you live in. Then the government's going to do something. But know that something is going to happen. Like I said, it's okay if you believe that. Then all I'm saying is something's going to come down. Something's going to be happening here. It's just a matter of time. It's not a if. Really, I think it's a when. Whether it be an EMP or a meteor or something else, it is a matter of time. And they've said that. Now they're publicly saying that. It says the test involved a direct ascent. It says if the weapon were tested on an actual satellite or used operationally, it could cause a large debris field that could endanger commercial satellites and irrevocably pollute the space domain, according to the release. So this is about the satellite and creating this thing. Why, for the last year, have we heard about the chain effect? The movie Gravity, I believe it was, or maybe I think it was Gravity. That movie talked about it had George Clooney and whatever her face is. From Aaron Brock, no, the woman from Speed. It had those two, and they were stuck in space, and one of the satellites blew up, and it started a chain reaction, and it was hitting other satellites, and then that created more debris, and then it spun around, and it was all spinning around Earth and creating all this debris. They said that this chain reaction could literally take everything out. It could take out all the satellites. It could start a chain reaction that's horrible.
Sandra Bullock.
What if they did that on purpose? Dex, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that there's probably a better way than just blowing it up. Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, all you have to do is send a device that attaches to it that has enough fuel to knock it off course into the atmosphere, and it would burn up, right? That would be a cleaner way than making, just debris garbage field in the middle of the area that you're going to want all of your satellites to operate in, right? Why wouldn't you just hit it and push it like we talk about with meteors?
Exactly.
That would be, I don't know. I think that would be a cleaner way. Maybe they're not thinking that way. Maybe they're just thinking, boom. I don't know.
By the way, I just went, because it's so close to the highlight. The system we use is so you don't see these advertisements. Before every single show, we do the extra work to make sure that this, if you look up at the top, it says View Original. So I got a comment the other day, and people were like, are these advertisements that you're reading or something? Because they saw advertisement and they thought that this was just like a fake advertisement or something. They pretty much explained down to the T where I understood that they thought that this advertisement here, this is a real website that we've translated into this kind of reading, so it makes it easier. It doesn't have pop-ups everywhere. It doesn't have, mail pills for stamina on the side. It just has the information. So just want to explain that. And all of it is, including the original documents and the original articles, their sources, like this one is from thehill.com, are all available at our website, marfugelnews.com. Remember to sign up for our SHTF alerts, and we don't call them that. We just call them our email alerts. We rarely send something out, as you guys know. Please use that system. If there's a media blackout, that's how we're going to get a hold of you. That's, again, marfugelnews.com.
And a jet just flew in, Adam.
We need special music. Oh, did you really?
It didn't work, did it?
Texas Rob with a Ninja. You are number 19, I believe. Unless he's already on the list. I don't know. Thank you, Texas Rob 49. Says, Merry Christmas, Marf, Dex, Mods, and Fugel friends. Love you all. Thank you, Texas Rob. I appreciate it. Unicorn Forest, thank you. Again, Texas Rob, you are going to be on the Hall of Fame. Thank you. Let's see here. That is the highest compliment you can give someone on D-Live. So thank you so much. Texas, you are appreciated. Let's see here. How the U.S. military used a creepy island to test cyber attacks on the grid. In the middle of a... Damn it. Okay, so do I have to be more clear about what could very well happen right now? Okay, do you remember an event that happened just a few months before all this started? It started with a 2 and it ended with a 1. And I think it had a 0 somewhere placed in the middle. And it basically said all of this would happen. Now, it says the U.S. government officials trying to test the country's ability to respond to a major cyber attack thought they had pulled out all the stops. Engineers had planned to simulate the kind of security incident that would cause an electrical blackout. After all, and had even planned to hold the event on an isolated island off the coast of New York. Even with all that preparation, a once-in-a-century pandemic still wasn't in the script. Until this year, National Guard personnel, Pentagon contractors, and engineers at a big U.S. utilities would typically gather in person to run through exercises involving dire scenarios. From a weeks-long power outage to a mock attack on the utility computers that appeared to delete data. Just to put it in perspective, guys, we just got hacked, and all of these places did get hacked. It says in October through, though, CV forced planners from the Departments of Defense and Energy, funny timing, Department DOD, this is Department of Energy, same one we were just talking about with this one. So it says, figure out how to run the event virtually, which is so dumb, with participants plugged in and around the country, and they use the pandemic as another opportunity to prepare for the unpredictable. The goal of the recurring effort, which is backed by an $118 million Pentagon program, is to try to anticipate how state-sponsored hacking groups could sabotage critical utilities. Look at this. The signs, this is like the Beetlejuice sign. And he's like dancing like, come on in. This is super, super obvious. And people are going to, what about it? It's just an article. It's just an article. Well, you're just not going to have power. And you're going to be up shit creek because you're not going to prepare. The exercise provides important defensive insights for some of America's largest electricity providers and comes as an increasing number of hacking groups have taken an interest in the industrial control systems that those utilities use to deliver power. We've been telling you for 2 years. It says this year's unusual setup ended up being useful for modeling how people would respond remotely to a widespread cyber attack. Oh, like the one that just happened. The one that's actually still going. The one that has gotten into every military branch, the Pentagon, and all Department of Energy, into the nuclear stockpiles. Get ready, people. Buckle up. Like I said, I talk to people that I have not talked to in 10 years, and I warn them, at the risk of being the crazy guy. And those of them who know what I do already think I'm crazy. They think I'm clickbait fear porn because they don't even watch the show. They just look at the pictures and go, oh, it's scary or this or that. But guess what? I backed up everything I just texted out with something to back it up, and a person in my private life. I told friends and family, I actually gave them more information than I can actually give out here because it would put somebody in danger. I gave them a source that they could back up and visible proof, and they're still going to think that this is crazy. They're so in a fog that they're not going to see this happen. So, all right, let's get okay. So I guess, what are we doing with AOG? So let's see here. So basically hold on. Benny Hill, thank you. That's super awesome. Rick Mayall, last movie before he died, One by One, worth a peep. And then, of course, that was talking about... I don't know if I missed one or what. Rick Mayall, last movie before he died, One by One, worth a peep. Oh, okay. So I'll check it out. Rick Mayall, I'll look it up. I love watching the predictive programming type stuff, if that's what it is. And then Ty Palomino, thank you. Ty, I've seen you here for a long time. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you. There's a lot of people that have been here for a very long time. I see the new names, and I'm starting to get to know some of you new people. But man, like Able-Bodied, that Chowky gal, Jen from Ohio, Chicago artist, Gem, especially, she's our European source. Unicorn Forest, awesome. Stiletto Sar says, Bible soap opera, but Jesus said, fear not. Days of Noah means fallen angels, aliens, giants. Bible says men's heart failing them for fear. Breathe. I hope people are not fearful. I hope that you guys are just ready. And I'm almost excited. I wish it would just be over with instead of expecting. And then everybody gets through it okay because we were prepared for it and we're positive. Yes, that was me, Sports Talk with Beck. Love you, brother, says Jason Beck. Jason Beck, I am so proud to see you, that you are still doing stuff, and I really hope you keep doing stuff. Get up, get active, and do it. Come on, man, says nothing. I think it was a super sticker. Thank you. Adam, VTubers have that tech, face and body tracking. VTubers. I don't know what VTuber is. Backwoods Ingenuity, though. Thank you. And you didn't put your tagline. What is it? I'm trying to remember your tagline. Live free, something. Either way. I'll send you guys Backwoods Ingenuity. Great channel. Go over and check him out. Check out his tagline because I can't remember it, but he has a good one. I was like, man, I wish I had that first. That was a good tagline. Youper Girl, thank you so much. Penny Hutchins, Cut Through Mom. So I like to have a fun time, and I don't like going down these bad roads, but unfortunately, we got to warn people, and we might lose our stuff. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I hope people sign up for our email alerts. We are still in contact with our military groups. Make sure you're in contact, because if something else goes or we lose everything, you gotta be able to get. We've got to be able to get a hold of you guys if you want to be warned. Mad Gal gifted, thank you. And again, we told you, and watch, you're gonna see some EMP news coming out very soon. Heads up. Bear Claws, Chewy Weather, Hexagonal Peach, Youper Girl, Serenity PA, Snapper B. Thank you guys. All of you over on YouTube, thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. Let's see here. Oh, weird. Somebody, Duckhawk says I need to be cognizant of the magnetization effects on Rainier. I missed the whole thing. Lots of great comments over on YouTube. EMP News, all light. You'll see. I can't say anything there. I wish everyone wanted to know the truth. Linda Sloat, I don't know which one you're talking about, but great that you guys are doing it. Let's see. Isn't that crazy? All the stuff that's going on right now, it's absolutely nuts. Dex, so let's get, what are we doing with this? Armor of God. And it's a new creator, too.
Hey, Adam, let's get him on. And he knows his topics are really difficult for our show, so he's not going to cover them, but we can direct our folks over to his channel.
Okay, so we're love mobbing you guys. New creator. We're going to be giving you guys access to Armor of God. Hashtag app to love God LLC. I love it. All right, Armor of God, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing, Marv?
How are you doing? So it looks like you've already done the work and gotten 112 subscribers, so that's great. So again, we're going to point people over to your channel. Can you roughly, I just wish you, how bad is your topic anyways? Can you pig Latin or something?
What? Yeah, I will. I want to start off by thanking you and Dex and the Fugal fam. You guys have done the best job out of any other YouTube channel on backing up your information on what you have to tell people. I've been researching YouTube for the last 13 years, educate myself on all the topics that I could, and pretty much like you, want to get the information out to everybody I can as soon as I can. I've been with you since the beginning when you did the FEMA interview with the guard, and I have been watching your show, never missed one. Most of the time it's on the replay, but I've kept silent, and I usually don't chat or nothing like that. But last week I decided that I would like to try to help to get information out about the truth about what's really going on. I went live today all day long trying to get as many videos on my channel as I could, and I'm going to go live again tomorrow, all day long.
What time?
What
time? I can come and stop by.
Well, I'm going to let you know that I will be doing it probably starting by noon, and I probably won't end at Central Time. Probably won't end until 7 or 8 at night. But the topics that I have on my channel cannot be talked about on your channel, and with respect to you and your channel, I'm not going to talk about them.
Well, what you got to do is be creative. We got to be creative, and because they're always constantly updating their stuff, and people go, well, why don't you just say it? Other channels say it, but other channels get knocked off, or they completely get deleted, which is now, this isn't a game anymore. This is like, you talk soft and be creative, or you don't have a voice. And you don't have a voice retrospectively. They delete every part of you. They delete your essence, and everybody's like, oh, well, do it if you have balls. Okay, well, you won't remember my balls in 2 weeks from now. And you guys, half of the people that say that, they won't write a letter to their Congress saying, hey, bring back Marfugel. They just won't. They won't fight for me. They might tweet once. But, I mean, I just know that's realistic. I would hope people would fight for us, but I understand real life, and I understand, look at all these people, Edge of Wonder, all these folks that got gone. People are forgetting about them already. It's sad.
Exactly. It is. But the last thing that I wanted to say before I let you go, I think that you have been a true blessing to thousands of people, your subscribers that you get every day, that start to hear the truth and start to wake up to what's really going on. And I think that if anybody ever gets anything out of your show, that they can do the least of just any minimal donation to you and your cause, because you are working on stuff that we don't know about, trying to help everybody, trying to help the Marfugel fam, so that we will be prepared. And I want to thank you for that.
Well, I disagree with you. I say instead, every single person that watched, if you guys shared it with one people, or comment down below of every video, that kind of stuff helps. Seriously. And I know that you're going to get a lot of people that come over, and a lot of people are curious. So this is a really great way to do it. Again, and you guys check out Armor of God. Again, it looks like about 50 people already went over. So again, go check out Armor of God. You can see his little character here as his picture. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for being respectful of the rules. Obviously, everybody can go right over and check out your streams. I'll show up. I'll try to get there at 11 tomorrow, or around noon, or whatever. If you're going all day, I'll try to show up, and then I'll tweet it out and try to bring the Fugel fam with me. Okay?
I do appreciate anything you can do, Marv, because as you know, the information that you get and that I get from different sources is very time sensitive with what's going on in the world today.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Ascension
Thank
DB.
you.
I appreciate that. All right, you guys, have a good night. Ascension DB says that we salute to Marv, puts his neck out every day. I don't think people realize how much we actually do. I'm not trying to toot our horn here, but we have helped over 1,000 creators get to 1,000 or more subscribers, which then gives them the ability to monetize, to be found by the algorithm, to get their message out, and they have a free, clean slate. I didn't get that. Until after I worked for a long while, and then I got a maybe a couple hundred from a mention by Secure Team 10, but that was after I put in months and months and months, and nobody watching. Did videos in my break room, did videos in my car, to 2 or 3 views. But you know what I thought of when I got 3 views, which I don't like when I see creators going, well, I only have this many views and I need more subs. I need more subs. I need more subs. There's one person in particular that this person just talks about subs. I need subs. No, I have less subs than this person. They're people. When I had 3 views, I thought of, wow, that's 3 people on the other side watching this. That's 3 people out in the world somewhere watching me. When it was 10, I was like, this is crazy. That's 10 people that are watching this video randomly that I've never seen before, that I didn't tell or give the link to. Then when it was 100, then it was 1,000, then it was 5,000, then it was 15,000. Now it's 40,000 a day. That's amazing, and I never forget that. And when these creators start, don't ever say, I need more subs. They're human beings, and if you have 100, that's huge. Do any of you have 100 real friends in life? That's pretty amazing. You have 100 people that are subscribing and they want to see or hear you. In fact, that should be a confidence booster for anybody. That's 100 people that want to hear what you have to say. Absolutely amazing. I am so very grateful. I am so incredibly thankful for every one of you that is here. I mean that. Cupcake Jenny, thank you. Jen Kilmery, Coffee Man 420, Chicago Artist, thank you. Enchanted Bayou, thank you. Everybody new over on DLive. Lots of people. Vault 111, thank you, and God bless you. Awesome music. I just love your channel. I got a bunch of canned goods and a solar generator. That is awesome. Great. You know, somebody I know just won a generator from Alaska Prepper. If you guys have not checked out Alaska Prepper, make sure to go do so. He just an awesome guy. Hammaker Forever, thank you. And thank you for being a massive leaderboard last night. That was unbelievable and so unnecessary. Thank you so much. Kel Lizzie, Venezuela all over again. Election X, love all. Yes, Kalizzi, it's like a drill coming true in front of our eyes. Hammaker Forever, thanks for all you two do. Thank you guys for supporting us. Again, it's not required to donate. If you can, way appreciated is comment on the video after it's done. If we can get this video to 5,000 likes, I will dance in a circle on the next video. I'll do it. I don't think we'll get there, though. Snowboard, thank you. Gem, Chips Are Falling. Dragon Heart, Mama of 6, SWC, thank you for following. Crazy 12, thank you for gifting badges there. FNM, thanks for following. Ookberry, I appreciate that. Let's see here. Kahaja Fly Girl. Dang it, Adam. I should be asleep by now. Lisi PC. That's okay. Stay up with this, Kahaja. All right. Lady GT476. Thank you, guys. Everybody that's been here. Your work is appreciated. Love you all, says Shookster. Thank you, guys. Again, everybody appreciates it. The mods worked very hard as well to keep this a peaceful place. You guys need to thank them as well every chance you get. Because that chat space is all because of them. All right. Let's see here.
I gotta give credit to AOG there.
I'm sorry?
I said I gotta give credit to AOG there. He was very cognizant of the types of conversations that a channel like ours, which is very vulnerable, versus some of the smaller channels that are really under the radar, right?
Well,
and I know what he wanted to talk about, and we discussed it. So I can give the fam a little flavor. If you can think of the V word, and you can think of some of the alternatives, that's some of the immediate things he was talking about, as well as others. So he sounds like he's going down a path that a lot of folks are going to want to learn from or look into. So I applaud him, but I also applaud him for coming on and understanding, like, if I do this on your channel, it's going to be a lot harder for you than it is for me as a little channel to be able to get some information out. So
well,
I totally get that.
like even you said, your channel is small. It's at 5,000-6,000. You've done things that we wouldn't do here on the show.
Oh,
like,
I test it all the time. I do things that I know that if we do it here, boomers. But I can do it on my channel, not a problem.
Well, also, like, if you're not monetized, I'm not saying to do this, but you've put copyrighted music on your video, because if you're under 1,000, if you're not monetized, what happens is they will monetize it for you. They'll, even if you are not monetized, they'll put ads on your video and they will take that money. In fact, you'll get copyrighted, and then that copyright claim, they can monetize a channel that's not monetized and take the money from it if you're not monetized. So what it does is it puts you in that algorithm. YouTube pushes it up because it has ads, but it also helps your little channel. So you've put it copyright. But if you do that once you're monetized, then you can lose everything. You can lose your channel. And now all the laws coming through. Check this out. Twitch is going to be destroyed. They are doing these DACA things or DMCA strikes on Twitch, to where all gamers, think about thousands of gamers that play, and they play a game in the movie. Think about how many grade A titles have big name song titles in them. Well, now they are talking about they will strike any kind of copyrighted music if in a live stream. So they won't even be able to play the audio from the actual game they're playing. It's going to change. Twitch is going to be screwed by it. It completely screws another platform. So every single person, and I'm not a big game watcher. I'm not even a big game player. But again, when I have watched gamers, I want to hear the game I'm watching because that's a game I might want to get or something like that. They won't even be able to play the actual audio from the game. And that's what's going to happen. This whole article, I think it's Article 12 or Article 11 or 13, all this stuff is kicking in over the next couple of years, and it's only getting worse. So even an article, the written stuff in the future is going to be something that's copyrighted. So you won't even be able to read news unless you write it. It's just nuts. It's absolutely insane.
And I want to remind these naysayers that always make the comment, well, someone else does it, you should be able to do it. There are different standards for different channels and different people. There's not like one set of rules and everybody gets to follow it. And we can see it. We see it happen. We see strange things happen, to other channels we have, our channels, etc.
We talk about it all the time.
We can tell there's difference. There's a different application applied to channels for no apparent reason. And, we've done a good job of staying alive.
So good example of this. I have Marfoogle News and I have Marfoogle TV. Which one? I think it was Marfoogle News got this system where we rate our own videos, and it rolled out to one channel but not the other. So we rated our own video, and we were able, for about 10 videos, we rated it green, right? And it let us do it. But then at the end of the 10 videos, it says, hey, we looked at your record, and all of these videos were supposed to be read and unsuitable for advertisers. So they said, we've set your level down to here, and now you are not monetized, and we're going to let the bot do it. But apparently, if we would have said it read all 10 of those videos, it would have said, well, you matched the robot, and it said red, so now we're going to let you monetize your own things for a month or so, and then we'll check in on you. So that rolled out to our thing, and it doesn't roll to the other thing. One thing I want to remind people, when you're supporting this channel, realize that we're not part of a multi-channel network. And I don't even understand why people say that's a bad thing. There are good truthers that you probably love that are a part of that. If they all have the same, they all advertise the same thing in most cases, like, the Noble Gold people. All of those people that do Noble Gold are under a certain multi-channel network. And that's not a bad... People act like, oh, you're on a MCN or something, like it's a bad thing. They give 10% of their profits to this company. In return, I think it's 10% of everything. I don't know. In return, that company helps you if you get a strike. They try to negotiate stuff for you if you get hit or whatever. So they do that, but it doesn't matter. None of the MCNs that work with ours, they can actually help protect. Otherwise, you wouldn't see all these people that just got deleted. They were all part of it. We don't have that. We don't have protection. So we can't just say whatever and then have some company, talk to YouTube or somebody physically at YouTube. We don't have that. We also don't have a team of lawyers that can get us back on. The people, I always see these messages like, what's his face? He says this all the time. That same what's his face, which by the way, those people that commented that, I want you to think about it. That person has now lost 3 channels, got them back twice with lawyers, and now is actually on like a backup channel. So that's why we do what we do. We are not stupid. We have done a lot of research into this. We have a reasoning for everything. We are getting out a ton of information without breaking the rules technically, and we are building other platforms. We're building a community. What matters to me most, and this has been since the beginning, is that I have a place for you guys to communicate in state groups. That got taken away, so now we have to pay out of our pocket to build that, and that's exactly what we're doing. So thank you, Dex. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us. We do appreciate it. Once you guys see what we're talking about, you're going to understand. So thank you. And thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for the people that are using our Amazon link. We have never had anything from Amazon for 2 years. A couple people just started using that. So it was really surprising to see people actually use that. It's pretty easy to do.
One other thing I'll add about Amazon, you brought it up. I get some people that go like, hey, I don't like Amazon. And I get it. I don't like the big technology companies like that either. But keep this in mind. Amazon is full of a lot of small companies, small merchants, small mom and pops that are filling and trying to use that platform for their businesses. So don't always think that when you shop there, you're just supporting the big behemoth. While certainly they're getting paid, there are plenty of small people. And if you remember the heydays of eBay, when it used to be a much bigger platform and lots of people had their small businesses on it, there's a lot of people on there that are legitimate, good, hearted Americans that are trying to make a living.
Just like if you find something like, I've looked at retired Legos and it goes Walmart, and I'm like, Walmart, why does Walmart have a collector's Lego or something? It's not actually Walmart. People go through Walmart and they'll sell their item so Walmart can say, we've got it on our website, but it will be like
absolutely
crazy. So you're actually supporting a toy store in Michigan or something that has paid Walmart to put it on their website. So yes, you're supporting big conglomerate, but you're also supporting a mom and pop. So that's a very good point, and thank you. And for those of you that have done it, all you have to do is click that box on the side of it, and then that helps us grow, and it's no difference to you. It doesn't cost you anything else. It doesn't make any difference. I never saw a problem with that. So thank you guys all for a great show. I'm going to read this positive story. Lift the holiday spirits of lonely strangers who love a message this year. Join the letter writing campaign. It says a letter writing initiative that sees bundles of uplifting personal notes being delivered to individuals in need of kind words is back with its 12 days of love letter writing campaign. And you can join in on the action. There are 4 more days to go in More Love Letters December drive, and the organization says we need your cursive to make this year the most impactful yet. It says sign up, and each morning you'll find a new letter request. You'll then have the day to write your letter to somebody who might be feeling lonely or in need of extra encouragement in the form of a handwritten note. And you can write as many letters as you'd like. Everyone taking part sends their letter to More Love Letters listed address, and then those notes get bundled and passed on to the person on the receiving end of the action. It says the people that all receive all these kind words, all those handwritten notes and letters and cards, they've been nominated by a friend or a family member. So I think this is a really cool idea. I know my mom, when before she died, she had emphysema, COPD. She sat in her house. She was just so lonely. She would have loved something like this, especially something positive. So this, I think, is cool. We can all think of ideas like this. We can all help somebody out this year. We can all help somebody else. We can make a Christmas great for another child. We can make this great. So make Christmas great again. Maybe we should make some red hats. Mama of 6, thank you. Groovy Grandma, looking forward to the new platform, boys. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for making it possible. Papco, thank you. Lady GT476. Stony Stone, thank you. Don't know if you're live, but thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, it is time to go. It's officially that time. If you guys want to help us in any other way, make sure, if you don't want to be contact traced, go to markfugelnews.com/edec for these Faraday bags that work for any size device. All right, now it is officially time for the shoutro. It is not an outro. It is not a shout out. Dex, what is it?
It's a shoutro.
I think you said it wrong. It's a shoutro. I did the wrong thing. It's a shoutro. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. They come from my gun, they don't leave. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. They come from my gun, they don't leave. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. Num 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 num. Boom. Num 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 num. Boom. Num 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 num. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. Num 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 num. 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 Walking down there, see you going down now. You're gonna bring that party like the wing now. And that's how it get out, Mr. P-Rock. Stony Stone, USMT, son. Gonna go in and go down #1. Hot white Bob, Melody, Woga. Hey, gonna bring tips off falling. Going right back, cutthroat, mom calling. Doing everybody like those calling. Oh, now Germany is on, hold on fleek with the TTL 2021 with the acceleration. Oh, gonna do that sorry strike. A sorry strike. Boom. Num 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 num. 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 These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. Num 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 num. 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 Boom. Gonna bring that higher fire. Going right back, gonna hop in the car. Gonna bring that coffee, man. Do it right back like Big Ben. Unicorn forest, I glide. Gonna bring it right back with Mike. Gonna do it like a little tyke. Gonna go and ride my bike with the Mr. Steve, veteran, a veteran Steve. Num 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 num. Boom. Num 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 num. Boom. Num 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 num. Aloha with the goodbye kind. Going right back like you got that mind. With the Brian 9. Able body and a Mr. Tyne. Melody, Dawn, Nelsie, JC. Gonna do it like I always so crazy. Stephen Foster going right boxer. Right, bring it down and then everybody knocks it. Bring it off, Frank James. Bring it down like the Frank James. Bring it right back now, I'm taking names. Got the job ad done with the Zanado. Zanado. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. Num 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 no. Boom. Num 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 no. Boom. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. These colors don't run, they don't bleed. Boom. They come from my gun, they don't leave. Boom. Num 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 no. 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 Boom. Gotta bring it up, go crazy. Boom. Gonna go back now to the OC. Boom. Gonna bring it like it all bring OC. Boom.
Gotta love now.
Boom. Num 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 no. Boom.
Gotta bring
bring it like the Ecto-1. Bring it right back like the cable guy fine. Mama of 3 and the North seats. North starts to bring it back 0 feet. Got the gunny and got that chinity. Got that chinity.
Num-a-dum-dum-no, boom. Num-a-dum-dum-no. Got the Alfred Phillips and the Frank James. Got the David Carter and the Princess names. And the Diana Ross and everybody's boss. Been the boss. It looks like Texas Rob is #1 tonight. Thank you so much for your support. Johnson, not far behind. Johnson's been on the leaderboard so many times. He's in the Hall of Fame over and over. Snowboard, first time in the top 3. Thank you. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Pretty sure. Grace for you too, right behind in spot 4. Texas X67. 2 Texas in the leaderboard. Thank you. A Yak Star, Mad Gal, Serenity PA, Oli Otis. Honorable mention there in stop 9. Thank you. Boom, num-a-dum-dum-no, boom, num-a-dum-dum-no, boom, num-a-dum-dum-no, boom, num-a-dum-dum-no.
Got the Texas vibe, bring back. Texas vibe,
from my God,
bring it back, go. Hey, with the going back round, though. Hey, with the Texas vibe, yo. I woulda bring it on the Milo. Hawaii, my hollow. Bring it on Jalo. Bring it on like yes I am Stalia. Oh, dab it on bam bam bam. Dab it on bam bam bam. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time. Mm-hmm. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time. Mm-hmm. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time. Mm-hmm. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time.
Num-a-dum-dum-no, boom.
Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time.
Num-a-dum-dum-no, boom. Num-a-dum-dum-no.
Time. Mm-hmm. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time. Mm-hmm. Texas Vibe 49, bring it all the time. Mm-hmm. Thanks, my Fubu TV. Moody Mom and they will see. Rock for life and the B. A to B conversation C. Yourself 6 feet E. On the ground if you take my vibe. And a guy I will attack. Get for attack. R Jacks. Or I stew. Bring it on to yo. With a red pill 90 Lou yo. I bring you on Mr. Duo. I got myself a duo. Duo.
Num-a-dum-dum-no, boom. Num-a-dum-dum-no. Amy Ray, Coffee Man, all the rest they go and can do what they do is man every day. I say every day. I've got the Mrs. Lily, oh Lily, and the wild mama of 6 and the Susan Rock. Gotta tell you how Janine Chandler was. Num-a-dum-dum-no, boom. Num-a-dum-dum-no. With the peaceful waters, Lavera Lacchini, and the moody mom, Ostuo in a bikini. Num-a-dum-dum-no. And mama of 6, they know. Ooh. They come for my gun, they don't leave. Got the Tommy on the bird and the whip on the mind. Angelo, Narcisse, and all the time. Respiratory Jane and Mr. Bane. Go. I'm Bane. La 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 la. Ah. La 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 la. Ah. La 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 la. Sparky and Mr. Elmish. I said, Mrs. I did. I'll call me Moon, I did. With a run, to do. With the redneck girl, 62.
and the east sheets up Creek.